graduates get opportunities to work with leading companies in Indiana. And I think KI lucky to have Mackenzie as part of the team for onboarding people with social media skills. One of the things, and looking at your your background, Mackenzie, I see that you're an outdoor enthusiast, and you're always on the hunt for new trails. I have to say, I'll make a pitch. Gladys and Mario and I would certainly say you would love Northwestern Ontario, where there's an abundance of outdoor opportunities, and certainly no end of wonderful trails that highlight our spectacular geography. So anyway, we're happy that you could provide this session, and sorry about all of the struggles. Everybody's just going to take a deep breath, and we're in your hands.
Okay, well, thank you for that great introduction. And I'm definitely always looking for a reason to come to Canada. I've never been, but it's my next place I want to visit. So good to know about Ontario. With that all being
Western
said,
Canada is where you want to go.
noted.
But there's no rivalry.
Oh, the Rocky Mountains as opposed to Northern Ontario?
Oh, come on.
Hey, we have beauty too.
Okay, can everybody see my slides?
Yes.
Oh, wait.
Yes.
Yes, but not in the way that I want you to. Hang on 1 second. Okay, here we go. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about generative AI. And then, as my nice introduction was given, my name is Mackenzie Carroll. I work at Kiwanis International Headquarters, and I'm an IT projects engineer here, which means I just hop on different projects inside of IT and then help see them to completion. Right now, one of my big passions in my projects are coming out to these mid-years and giving training sessions where they're needed. So I'm very excited to be here with you guys virtually and to get going with the session. So we're going to cover a couple things today. We're going to talk about the definition of AI, a brief history. We're going to talk about 3 different artificial intelligence or AI types, which is ChatGPT, Bing Chat, and Bard. We're going to talk about writing effective artificial intelligent prompts. We're going to do some hands-on work, reviews and takeaways, and then a Q&A session at the end. So there's no wrong answers here, but what do you think of when you hear artificial intelligence, also known as AI?
I think of 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Okay. All right, I like it. What else?
I think of AI art.
Okay, I like that answer. What else? Does anyone think of robots taking over the earth? Maybe job loss, maybe some of these negative connotations of AI? Because if you do, there's nothing wrong with that.
The
I'm
Terminator
thinking more about
movies,
security
right?
that we need to basically set up for this.
Yeah, no, and that's great. All that is great. And if you're attending my next session, I'll talk about some security features that we can put into place then. But this is great. I love to hear the positive. I love to hear AI art. And then I also like to hear the negative, because I started my AI journey maybe about a year ago. And up until that point, I was thinking negative. I was thinking Terminator. I was thinking job loss. I was thinking scary things about artificial intelligence. But now that I've gotten educated, now that I've gone through this process, I see that I was really wrong. And what I think of now is I think of innovation. I think of creativity. I think of productivity, and a lot of other positive terms that I can associate with artificial intelligence other than those scary ones.
Just to clarify, though, I wasn't thinking of AI art in the positive. Very much negative.
You're thinking of the negative. Okay, well, that's fine. I mean, it is. We'll go over some AI art later, and we can chat about that a little bit more.
Okay.
So does anyone have a guess on what they think artificial intelligence is, what the definition is? It's okay if you don't. Okay. Well, the definition is a simulation of human intelligence in machines that are programmed to think, reason, and problem solve like a human. Now, This is the technical definition of AI, of artificial intelligence, but I think that this is in part correct, but it also gives off the wrong um, definition. So what I really think artificial intelligence is I think it is the simulation of human intelligence in machines, but they're not thinking the way that we think. They're not reasoning or problem solving the way we think, and the we problem solve and we reason. What this is it's trying to be human-like, but I do really want to clarify that as of now, it is not. It is still a program. It's still not thinking the way we think. It doesn't have consciousness like we do. It's not reasoning and problem solving the way that we do. So there is a difference there between human and between machine. And I think that that's important to draw when it comes to that fear factor of being scared of AI and what it can do. How many of you guys have used artificial intelligence? Okay. When was the first artificial intelligence computer technology created? Does anyone have a guess on this?
Well, 10 years ago?
14
15?
years ago? Okay.
I think
Yeah.
I think it was in the 70s.
Okay, good guess. Anyone else?
Say
Okay,
the chess. Oh, okay. I was
it's
off.
1955. Isn't that
Wow.
crazy? I
That was a
think
wonderful year.
I think that a lot of people think AI is relatively new, maybe in the last 14 years, maybe in the last 5 years, but that's just when artificial intelligence became accessible to the public. So artificial intelligence has been around for quite a while. It's been around since 1955, and it's well understood, it's well developed, it's well designed. So there are two types of artificial intelligence. We have narrow artificial intelligence, and then we have general artificial intelligence. So narrow artificial intelligence is specialized. It's really efficient and fast at a specific task that it was designed for. It's much faster than humans, but it can only handle the task it was designed for. So it has that limited flexibility. Outside of that task it was given, it cannot perform. And then also, most current AIs fall into this category. So, has anyone here ever used Google Home or Hey Alexa in their house?
Yeah.
Yep.
If you have, you've used AI.
Yeah.
Or have you ever used Siri on your phone? Because that's AI as well. Have you ever been in a self-driving car that might, parallel park for you, or it might drive for you? Because that's AI as well. So there's a lot of different options of AI. It might be as easy as using your Google Home to turn on and off your lights. It might be as simple as asking Siri what the weather is, or it might be going into your email inbox and reporting something as spam and then not getting anything similar to that again, because your email is using AI to scan it, to learn from it, and then always put those emails in your spam inbox. Now let's talk about generative artificial intelligence. So this is artificial intelligence that can generate new content. So it's not asking a question and getting an answer from the internet. It's giving you something new, it's giving you something original. And this can range from text, images, music, code, and the list can go on. Now, it provides a natural, novel conversation and contextual style of communication. So it can communicate with you and kind of mimic the way that you're communicating with it. If you give it bullet points, it can return bullet points. If you want an actual flowing conversation like you're talking in a conversation with your best friend, it can give you that as well. And then some of the popular platforms along this are ChatGPT, Bing Chat, and Google Gemini, which we'll talk about a little bit more later. And then we have the second kind of breakdown of generative artificial intelligence, and this is general artificial intelligence. So what this is this is as smart as humans with consciousness. It can learn, reason, and problem solve on its own, completely independent of humans. But it does not exist yet. So have no fear. This is not anything that we need to think it's going to be, on the streets, it's going to be taking over. It's only inside research institutions as of right now, but it may exist as early as 2045. Now, who knows if that's true? Could come before, it could come way after, it could never come. But this is just a lightly predicted date. Okay, does anyone have any questions up to this point? Okay, perfect. If you have questions throughout the way, just call out. I actually, unfortunately, cannot see you guys just with the way that the screen shared. So if you do have anything, just go ahead and call out for me. So on this graph, I wanted to reiterate that, AI, artificial intelligence, has been around since 1955. So it's been here for quite some time. But we really see that boom in 2018, 2019, when it became publicly accessible. And I like to also show this graph because I did not make this graph. I had AI make this graph. So Google Gemini made this graph for me. So what would have taken me, because I'm terrible with graphs, hours to create, was created in minutes by AI. So now let's talk about one of the most important parts of AI. It's going to be prompt writing. So an AI prompt is what you put into the AI to get a result out of it. So the result that you get from AI is only going to be as good as the prompt that you put into it. So what this really is drafting a concise and specific set of instructions or descriptions to guide that artificial intelligence program to answer your question, solve your problem, generate content you want, or perform any task you need. But inside of this, you have to be the human in the loop, the HITL, the HITL. It's just saying that you need to be there because AI is not always going to be 100% correct or accurate. So you need to be there to read over it, to check it out, and to make sure that it aligns with your goal, that it's ethical, and that it's accurate. You'd be surprised at how many times I think people like to think that AI is this all-knowing, all-understanding thing that'll just always get the correct answer or the correct solution, and that's not true. AI right now specifically is not very good with math. So if you say, what's 2 plus 2, it might just give you that the answer is 8. So it's important to get in there. It's important to check in, make sure you're reading over emails or social media posts you're asking it to create, just to make sure there aren't any typos, grammatical errors, ethical problems, and that your goal that you're asking AI to artificial intelligence to perform for you is getting done. So here's a couple examples of prompts that you can have AI, or that you can prompt AI and then answers that AI would give you. So who is Kiwanis International's first president? You can ask AI a question and it will give you an answer for that based on what it finds on the internet. You can ask it to fix an Excel formula. Hey, this formula isn't right. Help me get it right. Or, you could put in a math equation there. Hey, help me find the answer. Or you could have it write an email to your Kiwanis Club reminding them of our upcoming meeting topic and location. I use AI to write pretty much all my emails. I can't even tell you the last time I wrote, a long, important email that I didn't have AI write for me, because it's just such an easy way to make your day a little more productive and then cut out some time that I would have spent on that. And then lastly, you can ask it to research which counties, in Indiana have a median average income below the national average, and then list that in a table. Now, what you might do with that is you might take those, compile them, and then create a ticket price based on the median of that. And then you can use that to set your ticket price for your fundraiser, so it's all inclusive to anyone for any income level. So there's a couple steps we need to follow when going through and writing prompts. We need to follow the role and goal. We need to have contextual information, specific instructions, open-ended questions. We need to think about constraints, and then we need to be that human in the loop still. So what do these mean? Role and goal is what is the AI's role and main purpose or goal in the prompt that you want to create. So role and goal isn't our role and goal, it's what the AI is supposed to be, and then what the goal that it needs to solve is. So this might be telling AI, you're a data analyst. Determine an optimal fundraising event ticket price that maximizes profit while also remaining affordable. You also need to include contextual information. So what is the relevant background or contextual information that the AI needs to know in order to give you a successful reply back? So this could be, hey, we're planning an event. I need you to help me come up with some logistics of this fundraiser. The fundraiser is at this location, at this time, with this theme and this goal. specific instructions. Are there anything specific that the AI needs to know? So do you need it? This is kind of where you can put what you need from the AI. I need this, I need that. Or you need to remember to include people of all diversities and backgrounds, things like that. So this says, this is also a great example, ensure your research uses reliable data sources, explaining how you incorporated the data into your calculations. Then open-ended questions. Are there any open-ended questions that you would like the AI to consider? So given our specific event and location, what creative ideas could be provided around ticket pricing? You've got to add your constraints. So are there any limitations for the AI? This says only use trusted and accurate data sources in your research and explain how you use the data in your calculations. This one's pretty important, especially if you use this example I have listed. It's in good process to ask the AI to cite sources if you're having it collect data for you, because sometimes, unfortunately, AI will just make things up. It will just give you an answer that it is just completely made up, like a toddler would if you gave it the same question, and then you just don't know where it came from. So if you ask for it to cite your sources, then it'll cite it, you could follow them, and you'll know that these are coming from valid sources. And then lastly, human in the loop. I cannot stress it enough how important it is that you review it, you edit it, or you ask the AI to change it if you're not happy with your results. Okay, do I have any questions on that? I know that's kind of a mouthful. We are going to do a demo where we can kind of practice this together, but do I currently have any questions? Okay. So now another cool thing is AI can create images, which can be very nice. There are a few things you need to know and you need to specify though. You need to know what kind of subjects will be in your image. Is it an animated fat orange fluffy cat that loves lasagna? Or is it a bunch of kids from Western Canada that are eating pancakes at a pancake breakfast? You need to know what style your image should be created in. Is it going to be animated? Is it going to be realistic? Is it going to be cartoon? Is it going to look like Da Vinci painted it? You know, what do you want in that aspect? And then you can use a prompt builder to help you create this. So here's an example of a prompt builder. I won't spend much time on it because we'll touch on it later. So we have 3 different AI options that you can use and that most people have access to. That's Google Gemini, Bing Copilot, and ChatGPT. So I know that there's a lot of information on this slide, but I ask you to look across the top and I ask you to look on the left side, especially at cost, live internet searches, image creation, and that's really the most that I think we'll get into. You can read the rest for yourself. So Google Gemini, it is free, but you have to have a Google account. However, to create a Google account is free as well. So if you have a google.com email address, you are good to go with Google Gemini. Bing Chat is free also, but you have to have a Microsoft account. So if you already have a Microsoft account, you're good to go to set this one up. If you do not, it is also free to create a Microsoft account. And then ChatGPT is something we like to call a freemium. So it is free, but you won't get all the features unless you pay a $20 subscription a month. And then you can have access to all the features. So, do these do live internet searches? For Google Gemini, yes. For Bing Chat, yes. And then for ChatGPT, yes. But when you have that $20 a month subscription, then it will scan those and you can add a plugin to where it can constantly check the internet. If not, the information it has to work with might be a little delayed, a little old. And then can it do image creation? Google Gemini cannot. Bing Chat can for free, and then ChatGPT can if you have that subscription. So based on all this, it's up to you which version you decide to pick. I will recommend Bing Chat just because it is free with a Microsoft account. So you can create a free Microsoft account and you can do image generation and content generation. So any kind of words, lyrics, code, whatever you want. Again, though, you can use any 3 of these options. They're all phenomenal options. Just personally, Bing Chat is my favorite. Okay, so let's get into a demo. So let's see where we're at here. I'm going to drag over a screen for everyone. Can everybody see this screen I just dragged over?
Yes.
All right. Oops, and then I accidentally dragged you guys over. All right, so we've got a couple options. We've got Google Gemini. This is what the start page of that will look like. We have Bing Chat. You can go to Bing, and then you can hit this little Copilot button right here. And then we have ChatGPT, and that's what this will look like. So, does anyone remember what I was just talking about prompt generation and creation? Yeah, that was kind of a mouthful, wasn't it? Kind of hard to remember. It's going to be difficult to always remember that, right? Well, Kiwanis International IT thought the same thing. We thought, man, we might be asking a lot of people to be able to remember how to outline this. And so what we did is we created a prompt builder for you. So now you have all the steps we just went over right here. So we have the role, the goal, the context, the specific instructions, the open-ended questions, and then we put all that in here, and then we'll have a prompt generated for us. So I think that we should go over an example of this together. So does anyone have anything they're struggling in with their club? It could be a fundraiser, it could be, getting more engagement, it could be posting on social media, it could be anything that you want.
Why don't you use your boost coming up, Ken?
Oh, I see Gladys. You're muted, Gladys. But
That's
yeah,
why you
boost.
didn't hear me.
Ah,
That's exactly what I was asking. Maybe we could do our boost. We have the upcoming boost event that we're wanting to promote.
Yeah.
Sure. So why don't you guys tell me a little bit about this event so I can understand it better?
Do you want me to talk, Ken, or you go ahead?
if you want to start, I can add, Gladys.
You'll fill in. So we've been using the plan that KI provided for you in engaging in a boost process. But the actual event that we're going to be inviting people to is scheduled for April the 9th. It's going to be an evening event from 6 to 8. We're going to have a community participation activity of putting together some welcome kits for a local agency that we've supported. We've given them funds for these kits, so that'll sort of be the hands-on activity. And then we'll have displays around the room of the different things that we're involved with. So our 3 service projects, the K Kids, the Builders Club, and CKI will be represented. 3 of the agencies that we participate with will have displays as well. And the intent is just and there'll be a slideshow and things like that going on. So it's really just to get people out in an informal, fun way to learn more about Kiwanis and what we're doing, and hopefully invite them to join the club.
I love that. Okay, I love that. So let's figure out, what do we want AI to do? Do we want AI to help us come up with different, games or things we could include? Do we want AI to help us figure out how to market this? What do we want AI to help us with?
So we're wanting to send out information to different local institutions, like say the hospital or the Lakehead Public Education Board, or that could be sent out through their communication systems. So would that be something we could try and create?
Yeah, I love that.
Is it like a PR kind of bulletin or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go here and we're going to remind ourselves what step 1 is. So we need to assign a role to the AI. So then we'll click down here and we need to pick which role we want. Do we want a creative writer? Do we want a fundraiser, a public relations expert, publicist, social media marketer? What are we thinking? There's no wrong answer. Anybody?
I think I'm wondering if the flavor is a little bit of influencer. It's not just wanting to raise the profile of our Kiwanis Club. We're wanting to shoot for some community engagement, bring people to an event, where they get a bit of a hands-on service project experience, but also, try to reach out to people that are looking for a way to support children in our community. And what we want to get them to think about from a social influence point of view is that Kiwanis could be a vehicle for them.
Yeah, no, I love that. Does everyone agree with that? Okay.
Mhm.
So we'll click social media influencer. Now this is important to note because it's kind of helping your AI know how to think, because it's going to think a little bit different if it's a creative writer or a data analyst. So it's just kind of letting your AI know how to approach this. Now there's really, I mean, it will make a difference in your prompt, but you can always go back and change this. So we could always take out social media influencer and write fundraiser instead later if we don't like our prompt. So just because you click on something and you have one idea or you have a different idea doesn't mean that it's wrong or right. So now we'll go back up and we'll look at our goal. Articulate what you aim to achieve. Your goal guides the AI's focus. So we'll go down to our goal, and can someone give me a goal? I think Gladys put it perfectly, about the, reaching local institutions and trying to get them to not only attend the event, but also send out the event information through their communication channels. Does that sound?
Correct.
Okay,
Yep.
all right. So all right, let's see here. What do we want to do? Do we want to, is influence a correct word, like influence or encourage maybe local institutions?
Attract. Attract people.
Okay, so let's try encourage local institutions to attend our Kiwanis Club event and attract new people from the community and potential new Kiwanis Club members. How does that sound so far?
Perfect.
We want these institutions to, if there's one thing you guys should know about me, it's that I am the worst speller in the world. And then the peer pressure I get from all these sessions doesn't help with everyone looking over my shoulder as I type. All right. We want these institutions to promote engagement and, see, again, I'm struggling. Engagement and attendance for our event through their communication channels. Does that sound okay to everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we'll go back up to the top and we need to provide context. So that's when we'll say this event is held on April 9th from 6 to 8. Do you guys have a location yet?
Yeah,
West
the
Thunder
West Thunder.
Community Center.
I'm just going to say a community center, which you would put in the actual, specific community center if you wanted. But just for this, I'll just put in community center. This is where we'll also describe what the event is. This is a community and participation event where, are you guys actually creating the welcome kits here?
Yeah, we will be putting them together. They've already been established, so there'll be sort of like a assembly line, gathering the objects and putting them into get kits.
Welcome kits together in an assembly line formation. These welcome kits, what are they?
They're handed out to new babies, moms with new babies.
Oh.
To let them know about the different supports and resources that are in the community for them. And then it has like a book and different little items in there for them as well. It's like sort of the replace. I don't know if you had welcome wagon in your communities, but it's kind of like a welcome wagon.
Oh, that's adorable. I like this idea. Okay, includes resources on where to go, new items for the mom and baby. Is there anything else that it includes?
I think that's it.
Okay.
And it's a book.
And a book. Okay, perfect. So we've got a lot of information here. This might be where we say the goal of this event is to attract new members to Kiwanis clubs in the district. Is everyone following along with how I'm doing this right now? Okay. So we'll go back up. We'll look at specific instructions, specify format, median, and data sources. So we might say in this part, help us encourage local businesses to support and invite their members to our events. Yeah. And then open-ended questions. Can anyone think of an open-ended question we might have? It's okay if the answer is
Are
no.
you thinking open-ended question for potential participants, or an open-ended question that should be answered by the text of what the AI is going to produce?
The latter. So if there's something that the AI needs to think about when considering this, we'll put it here. So we might say, you know, what's a way that we can encourage engagement among our own members as well, or you know, what's some activities we could have at this event, things like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
How can we promote the Kiwanis Club of West Fort as a premier volunteer opportunity in Thunder Bay?
West.
Fort, F-O-R-T.
Okay. And then what was the rest of this?
As a premium volunteer opportunity in Thunder Bay.
All right, let me fix some spelling here. Okay, and then constraints. Is there anything we need to constrain? This says, as an example, no foul language, blah, 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 blah. So obviously make this invite inclusive and use no foul language. You don't have to always put that. I put it as this example just to kind of show you guys, but in majority of the time, AI is not going to take an exclusive or foul route when helping you create this. Okay, so I hit generate and here we go. Says, greetings. Could you please assist me with a task? Blah, 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 blah. You're a social media influencer. Your task is to encourage local institutions to attend our Kiwanis Club event and attract new people from the community and potential new Kiwanis Club members. We want these institutions to promote engagement and attendance for our event through their communication channels. The specific contextual details of this task are: the event is held from April 9th at 6 to 8 at a community center. This is a community and participation event where attendees will put together welcome kits in an assembly line formation. These welcome kits are handed out to the mothers with new babies. I mean, I'm not going to continue to read this because this is all the stuff that we wrote, but it is pretty interesting to see that, you know, all the information that we just wrote down, it compiled into one little prompt for us. Now, if you'll look closely, remember when I was talking about human in the loop, it's important to look over what you wrote because the AI that just compiled this for us gave it to us twice. So now it has done it and then it starts over. So if I wasn't looking over this, then I wouldn't know that and I would have accidentally fallen victim. So I'm going to use Copilot for this just because it's going to be easy and it's my personal favorite. Something you can say is you can greet the AI. You can say greetings. Can you please assist me with a task? I personally don't. I just tell it from the start. I don't put in any fluff, but it is your preference. So let's hit send and it says greetings. It says, as a social media influencer, I am thrilled to help you promote the Kiwanis Club of West Fort's upcoming event. Let's create an engaging invitation that local institutions can share with their members, encouraging them to participate in this meaningful community gathering. So it gives the event details here in the event description, saying join us for a heartwarming event of community spirit. As our event attendees will come together to assemble welcome kits for new mothers and their babies. These kits include essential resources, thoughtful items, and a book, a small gesture that makes a big impact. By participating, you'll be directly supporting local families and fostering connection within our community. And then it says why attend, make a difference, network and connect, learn about Kiwanis. And then it says why Kiwanis Club of Westport. We're not just a club, we're a family. Our mission is to serve children, families, and communities. By volunteering with us, you become part of something greater, a greater force for good. And then it says premium volunteer opportunity. Kiwanis Club of Westport offers a unique volunteer experience. Here's why it's exceptional. Community impact, inclusivity, networking, personal growth. And it says spread the word. Use hashtag Kiwanis Cares for your social media online presence. And then RSVP today. Visit our website or contact us directly to confirm your attendance. Let's celebrate community, compassion, and connection. Thank you for being part of the Kiwanis family. We look forward to seeing you here. So how does that sound to anyone?
I think it looks awesome.
Yeah, well, I mean, what? We put 10 minutes into that and we have a phenomenal email that we can send out. We scanned over it, looked good. If you want to make tweaks, you can. If you want to add in the website, you can. But it sounds pretty good to me. Does it sound like something you guys would be willing to send out?
It looks really good.
Yeah.
Can we get this?
Yeah, I can definitely give this to you. I'll export it right now so I don't forget. And then now let's build on top of this. So once you so the good thing about AI is as long as you were in this session, it will remember what you are talking about. So I can continue to type and build on this. Now, if I hit X on this and open up Copilot again, I'll have to start from the beginning with the same prompt. But for right now, I'm good to continue to build on this. So I can say, I like the email. Now create a Facebook post to put on our club's Facebook.
Wow.
And then I'll hit send. And in the same way, it says join us for a heartwarming community event. Oh, I don't like how long this is. So we're going to say, it just kind of, so this is another thing. Sometimes, again, AI is not perfect. It changed a little bit, but this is very similar to the email. So let's say, make the Facebook post shorter and different from the email.
Mackenzie, as you're going along, can I ask a question about social media? We met with 2 members of our CKI club the other day, and it was interesting to hear that they're not even on Facebook. I mean,
Yeah.
Instagram is where they hang out. I guess you can get the same intent, but probably with a social media channel that's more or less text dense and more
Yeah.
focused on image.
Yeah, no, I love that. So let's do create an Instagram and let's create a short Instagram caption for this event to encourage people to attend. So this would be posted prior to the event. And let's see what we get. It says, join us April 9th at the Kiwanis Club of Westport. We're assembling welcome kits for the new moms and babies. These kits include essential resources, thoughtful items, and a book. A small gesture that makes a big impact. By participating, you'll directly support local families and foster connections within our community. Let's spread kindness together. So let's say, add into that caption that we are always looking for and welcoming new members to our Kiwanis Club. And that you can attend a meeting without being a member. Okay, so this says, P.S. Are you curious about Kiwanis and you don't want to be a member, and you don't have to be a member to attend our meetings? Join us, learn more, and be part of our Kiwanis family. Everyone is welcome. So I'm on Instagram, and that sounds like a pretty good Instagram caption for me. It's just short enough to where I would be willing to read it, but long enough to where I'm not missing any important information. So let's talk about something really cool. It's one of my favorite things to chat about. Let's create an image.
That's what I was going to ask. How about a
Do we want a logo for the event? Do we want an image to post on our social medias? What kind of image do we want to create?
I would think an image for social media, right?
Okay. Create a picture. Let's see here. Create an animated picture of what this event might look like that we could post on Instagram. Okay, I'm going to let you guys know when it comes to image generation, it might take multiple attempts. So if you get your first set of images and you're not liking it, tweak your prompt and let's try again, because it's not quite as AI image generation is newer than the AI chat feature. So it does take a few more. Yeah, like this looks crazy. This is not something I think you would want to promote. I don't know what this is, but this looks like you're like I don't know. Also, AI is really bad with words inside of images, as you can see. Kiwanis-S Club of Fort West Fort. So it's not going to be great. Here's real people though. I think all these men might be the same man, but it's real people. Okay, so my prompt, I said, create an animated picture of what this event might look like that we could post on Instagram. Was not a good prompt. And that's okay. That happens. So we have two options of what we can do. One, we can go to Kiwanis Prompt Builder for images. We've done the same thing that we did for the prompt builder, and we can do it here. Or we can just stay in Copilot, and we can say, create an animated image that we can post on Instagram. For this event, include a new mother with and baby. Is it in backpacks?
No, I think it'd be just like a little, like recycle bag kind of system, like a little bag.
Okay, let's just say tote, holding
Yeah,
a tote
thank you.
bag
That's what I was looking for.
that includes a book and some resource pamphlets. Make the mother look very happy and have the baby sleeping in her arms.
Mackenzie, I may have missed this, but this prompt generator does look awesome. We can find it on the KI page, and we just take what it generates and dump it into whatever generative tool we're using.
Yeah, so sorry, that's my fault. I didn't elaborate on this enough. So what the KI generative AI prompt builder is going to look like is it's going to be very simple to the text one. But in this one, you could select an artist. So if we wanted this to look like an image that, Picasso's created, we can select Picasso. You can choose a style. We could do, Art Deco, and it just goes on. And then once you hit generate, it would generate the same thing that you would copy and paste. Now, what I'm doing is I'm not doing that. I'm straying from that. I don't have a specific image in my head made by Picasso in Art Deco form. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to write this.
Okay, but this tool is on the KI site?
Yep. And then I will be sending out resources. If I could have you guys write down my information at the end of this and shoot me an email, I'll send you resources directly and links to all of this too. That way you don't even have to go hunt it down. And that leads me to a great point, Ken. Thank you for bringing that up. Is that the cool thing about AI is, as of right now, there will be no copyright issues. So you're good to use any images that AI generates, and there won't be ever a copyright issue. Now, when you're prompting AI, if I ask for Garfield the cat, it's going to tell me, hey, copyright, I can't give you Garfield the cat. How do we have Santa Claus? What's happening? I don't know happened. Hey, but we've got good spelling back here, minus Fort. But we've got craziness going on. Okay, so I'm not doing good right now. So let's just do create an animated image, include a new mother. Maybe it's very clearly getting too hung up on the whole assembly line thing.
Mhm.
So let's delete some of that. Let's take out Instagram. We could post it on Instagram regardless, but maybe it doesn't need to know what's going on Instagram. I really don't know how we got Christmas time out of that though. Okay,
Oh, wow.
so we're still not getting where we need to get. And this happens sometimes.
It really does like the assembly line,
I know.
Yeah.
really ignoring your instructions about we want a
Create
mother and a
an-
baby.
I know. I'm going to say make sure you include a mother holding a baby in the hospital. I mean, goodness. But this is part of AI. It can be so frustrating because sometimes it just doesn't. Oh, I can't even submit any more prompts. Oh,
Are you
because it's-
limited then?
No,
Mackenzie,
I
are you
don't think
limited?
that's it. It says make sure my ongoing creations. So I think somewhere it got caught up. It's still creating one of these. So let me try again. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it says I can't create one. So I already have your answers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to exit out of Copilot and I'm going to pull it up again and see what we get, which this might be better too, because then it's not trying to give me an assembly line. Well, please wait until your other ongoing creations are complete before trying to create again. Let's see. I've never had this happen before.
Well, it sounds like me and Zoom today.
Let's see if I can create a logo. I think it's going to say the same thing. What time does this session end now?
I'm thinking we should try to wrap things up.
Okay, all right, that's more than fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here to my contact information. So I highly encourage you to all write this down. Please email me, please call me. If you have any questions at any time, I'm more than happy to help with this. I'm more than happy to walk you through. I'll send you any resources you need. And then we can move forward from here.
Lots of exciting
Sure.
prospects. And Mackenzie, I'll be emailing you. And then, of course, those resources I can share through our newsletter as well.
Perfect. Joanne, I can just send those to you then. And then also a quick way to always find that information is, and there's a bunch of resources, is to just go to the Decon resources page, the Kiwanis.org Decon resources, and then it'll be easy to find from there.
Perfect.
Okay, so now I'm going to hopefully get us all back to the same room. So bear with me because I don't do this often, but I will see you guys all back in that main room in just a second. It should automatically take you there. So I ask, don't leave anything, don't go anywhere. Let's just see if we can go back on our own.
Perfect.
Thank you guys for attending. I really appreciate you guys being
Thank
engaged
you,
with me.
Mackenzie.
Yeah, of
Great,
course.
great session. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Ken.
Yes, thank
And
you.
Ken and Gladys
Thank you,
got a
Beth.
whole email. For
Yeah, now you guys don't
Yes.
even have to write that.